Right, hello Luke, thanks very much for coming along. So for today you're applying for the role of radio presenter, is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Lovely, okay. So could you tell me a little bit about yourself to start off with, please?
I'm a student in Bede College studying media studies, and I'm interested in like a radio broadcast. I've had experience in Spark FM, being on the radio and trying to gain confidence in going further into the job itself, and research and knowledge about it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Could you tell me why you want the position of a radio presenter?
I've been passionate about it since like work experience and stuff. Obviously, when I went on work experience at Spark FM, I got offered the opportunity to go on the radio, and I took it because I'm a confident speaker. And once I got in there, I knew how to like control the desks, and obviously I'm a confident speaker, so being able to talk is my strong point, I suppose. And it's just a hobby of mine in general.
Sorry, there will be some gaps, and that's just me making some notes. Apologies.
No bother.
So that must have been quite intimidating, though, a little bit nerve-wracking, just kind of on the spot, you're going on air. So it's taken some guts to just kind of do that. So that's absolutely fantastic. So it shows that you are adaptable and you can kind of just go with the flow. So that's fantastic. Could you tell me about a time when you've had to deal with a challenge or a conflict at work or in college, and how you dealt with that conflict?
I think it was obviously itself within the works experience of we did several different tasks, and one of the tasks was sports journalism, and we had to like go on and write an article about sports journalism itself, and obviously I didn't know much about it, so I didn't know what I could say and then the way I dealt with that was obviously going on the internet and looking at it was I think it was the Northern Lights. Is it Northern? I think it might be Northern Lights.
I think so.
And they obviously give sports journalism and sports articles and stuff like football, cricket, basketball, etc. And just looking at them give us the opportunity to gain some confidence and knowledge of sports journalism itself.
So you took the time to kind of learn and develop, yeah?
Yeah.
Apologies about that. There we go. Well done. Could you tell me about a time when you've worked as part of a team to achieve a goal, and what was the outcome of that?
Well, several different projects in college. Me and some of my peers have worked on like several films and trailers and maybe music videos. And we've all come together, and despite some problems we've had, we've overcome the problems by just maybe talking about things, or we've made a film. We've made a 15-minute short film called Affiliation. Obviously, it was stressful and it took time, but we overcame the problem and just calmed down and just took our time instead of rushing through things.
Brilliant. So you found it was always best to kind of discuss as a team and give people the opportunity to calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you think people would describe you, Luke?
Very talkative, confident, sometimes self-motivating.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just a laugh, I suppose. I know how to bring the mood up.
So you've got a good sense of humour.
Yeah.
And do you use that when you're on set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to have some good outtakes.
And do you feel that that's kind of worked as being a radio presenter as well?
Yeah, I think obviously at work's experience we watched other people on the radio, and I know you've got to have a sense of humour, and you've got to, like, I know you haven't got an audience in front of you, like, to look at, but you've got to still kind of try and portray a good attitude and a good sense of humour towards the audience.
Thank you, Luke. So you've told me a little bit about your work experience already. So Spark FM for being a radio presenter.
Yeah.
Any other work experience that you wanted to mention, or did you want to develop on that work experience?
It was just Spark FM really. Like we were on the radio for 2 hours. And one of my peers wasn't really as confident as he wasn't as confident to go on. They still he still went on and stuff, but I kind of had to take over some of his things because he wouldn't speak on the radio. So it was like I got given the extra responsibilities, and I just took them. And I thought, well, it's a challenge, so I need to adapt to them challenges, and then I did. So.
Boy, you really were put under pressure there.
Yeah.
Crikey, into the fire.
Yeah.
What do you think are the main skills and qualities needed to be successful as a radio presenter?
I think, like, as a person, I've got this, like, most of the like skills needed. Like, obviously, you need to be able to talk. You need to have a sense of humor and stuff. But it's like you need to know how to like adapt to the set and what you need to do to start and end like the radio show, and how to put ads and stuff on. It's just that's the thing I lack the most, is just being able to control the desks and stuff.
So what's been your greatest achievement so far?
Like in general, or
Whatever. You think this could be academic, this could be personal projects?
probably just, I don't know, like just college work really, like the way we've adapted and made videos and being confident to stand in front of the camera and just be a tool really.
It does take a lot to stand in front of the camera. I think a
Yeah.
lot of people underestimate that role.
It's like I don't know, it's just the way, like, obviously with some of the projects we'll put them on YouTube and stuff, and we'll get loads of people watching it and people give you feedback and stuff, and it's like you don't really think it's genuinely going to, you don't think like it's going to happen, but it does happen, and people talk to you and you get good feedback and bad feedback, but you just adapt from that and it gives you more confidence.
So if you find it quite motivational, inspirational, people kind of watching you on YouTube that you don't know.
Well, like I say, most of it has been good feedback, and it's been like, oh, like you've done brilliant and all this, and but obviously I've had some like negative feedback, but apart from that, you know, you just adapt from it. So
Excellent, good stuff. So you said that one of your weaknesses had been controlling the desk.
yeah.
What have you been doing to try and overcome that weakness?
What I've been doing is like searching on the internet and stuff, and like seeing how things work and stuff like that. But one of my friends has got like a deck, like a deck kind of thing.
Oh.
And this deck, it's like not a radio deck, but it's just like a deck in general, but it works the same as a radio one. And I've just been like adapting to what needs to happen on the deck and what you need to click and all this, like, and all the buttons and stuff, because there's certain buttons what you need to do and what you need to click for, like, to air to even start the thing, and you've got to be on time as well.
Yeah, so
Like, you've got to be on time with when it starts and when it stops, and as well as the advertisements in between.
that would be the one thing I would always find difficult as a radio presenter, is to fill that gap and then to be precise for kind of the news or the adverts starting. So imagine timing would be very difficult.
Yeah, I remember when I think we went on a trip beforehand as well, and they told us that timing was key, because if not, then you could potentially lose your job. Because if you see things, if you don't stop the broadcast on time, you could say something and it could offend viewers. So
You've got to keep that in mind as well.
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so your last question for your interview this afternoon is, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Hopefully I do see myself within the radio industry. Even if it's starting off low, like in the street team, where like you advertise like events or you attend events, even if it's there, and then you work your way up. That's just what I hope I do in 5 years.
Excellent. Lovely, Luke. Thank you very much. That's your interview done.
Right, thank you.